What is going on, everyone? Semi-original guy, aka Mr. Ken from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another community replay battle. This one was sent in quite a long time ago. I have not been getting to the community battles too often because of reboot camp content and time management skills. But we are here today, folks. We are here on Dragon's Blood Boils today. Great map. This is a high funds match. Tier 1. Tier 1 today, folks. Tier 1. This is a really cool map. I played this map like countless times, like at least like more than once. And every single time I have a lot of fun doing it. I have some wins on it, I have some losses on it, you know. And this one was sent in. I thought this was a really cool one because it has a different opener than what I'm used to for it. So I want to see what happens with the opener. I haven't really dove too far into it, you know. So today we got Failurion versus Werema in our tier 4 matchup. We have Failurion playing as the Sammy. Now, as we know, Sammy, the infantry specialist, capture rate is 1.5 times faster than that of other COs. Infantry and mechs do get a fairly significant boost to the infantry direct combat. And in addition, double time will increase the movement and firepower of those infantry, and Victory March will allow her to cap in one turn, regardless of HP, and get a significant firepower bonus and +2 movement. Aside from that, direct combat is kind of lackluster. Indirects, perfectly normal. Alright, we also have Werema playing as Jess. Jess gets +10% firepower to all of her land combat units. You know, all the vehicles, +10%. Infantry will take a hit to firepower by 10%, as well as, I believe, Navy and Air units. Her turbocharge will give her +1 movement to those ground units, increasing the firepower, and overdrive will do the exact same thing, +2 and more firepower. Alrighty, so our people are set for this one, so we are gonna just dive in, take a look at what happens in this match. Hopefully you all enjoy. Alright, so we got Sammy playing as the first player. We are going to go ahead and capture the enemy city right there. Very, very good. And this is the opener that I'm talking about. Like, it came out of nowhere, right? ABC opener in high funds. Not uncommon to see. Not uncommon to see for sure. But uncommon enough that I've never seen it happen on this map. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this one. Because, I mean, is it really going to boost it very much? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and capture some properties. Great. Great stuff. Alright. Very weird. I think maybe there was a little glitch or something. Anyways, not important. Alright. So, our Sammy player, we are going to go ahead and capture the port. We are capturing another property, move the APC right here, and it looks like it's primed and ready to go like multiple directions too. Another thing to note in high funds is a lot of the time you will see high funds matches being played with labs. Labs will count as your headquarters. All the labs need to be captured in order to claim that coveted W. And they also do not grant you any funds at all. So it's a way to kind of limit the amount of funds that you get in high funds. High funds, high fun, folks. That's the way it goes. Alright, so it looks like we get a little boost with the APC, actually, which is kind of nice because the boost allows us to get our infantry right there, allowing us to camp this property next turn. Ooh, cool stuff, cool stuff. T-copter and infantry builds. That is what you normally see here. We normally do see a lot of T-copters popping up on this map. Alright, so the infantry are moving in. We are capping the cities, and we have a tank built from our Just player right now. The tank is moving up, primed and ready to go. It looks like we might be going mid. It looks like we are definitely going to be kind of cutting off the advance right here, right? Now, unfortunately, attacking a Sammy infantry is not really going to do much for you if it's capping. It's still most likely going to be getting that cap. You're going to need a significant firepower bonus in order to secure a cap or secure the interrupt for sure. Alright, another boost with the APC, very nice. Still infantry on the field, nothing else, and we do have 2 tanks now from Wirama. Dicey situation we are in, folks. Dicey situation. Tanks are moving up. Interrupts are happening. Like I said, though, that is not going to stop the cap from happening. We are still going to be seeing that city being captured in Sammy's favor here. So, yeah, we're going to see what happens with that one right here. So, infantry moving up. We're going to be capping those. Ignoring the back properties right now. Not sure what's going to be happening with that. We do... Normally it does take a little while to get these back properties. Obviously the front line is far more important at the moment. But high funds, you know, you're seeing money go around all over the place. So we're going to be seeing some big units for sure. And we do have a battlecopter from our Jess player. Battlecopter, you know, as we know, it's not super powerful, unfortunately. However, it's still a battlecopter. Oh, and we got a Neo tank build from our Sammy player. That is nice. That's what you like to see in high funds. See, this is what high funds is all about. It is about building big units. That's what I'm talking about. You know, there's not really much point of wasting your time buying little tiny, little insignificant little units. Not that a tank is insignificant, but when faced with the big old golf ball of a Neo tank, a tank is not going to be cutting it. And when it comes to Sammy, you know, we have a lot less firepower on those direct combat units. So we are going to need the big boys in order to contend with Jess for sure. Alright, so let's carry on. It looks like we are going to cap some properties. This Neo tank is actually in position to cover this infantry, so if we did continue that attack, we would be losing a tank in the process. So the retreat is good, blocks up the city, which is not bad. Now I'm not sure about putting it here. Putting it here doesn't really do too much for you. Obviously we can block it off here, but maybe putting it over in the middle might be a good idea too. But you know, it's a move and it is done, and we are gonna be moving on with it. We double artillery build too, so that's very nice. Artillery, they're okay in high funds, for sure. They're not like the best thing ever, but obviously any indirect you can build in advanced forces is always going to be beneficial to you, especially for holding the line. And when you're faced with a Neo tank, you definitely gotta hold the line, right? Neo tank, if we can get these artillery into a good position, maybe blocked, maybe situated around like this area right here, assisted by some other units, you know, it's going to be very difficult for the Neo tank to push in there. So we're going to see what happens with that. Looks like Sammy has entered the middle, and very risky placement with the tank. Now this tank right here, risky placement mostly just because we are able to be attacked by this tank. However, this tank right here is going to be able to cover this tank, so if we did go in for the strike, most likely from the lab, giving us the defense bonus, we could probably take the tank easily down to 4 HP, most likely taking 1 or 2 in response, which would in turn be taken out probably by this tank and this tank combined. And the battlecopter is not in a position right now where it can back it up. However, next turn, if this did go up and attack here and this did go up also, it would be able to block it off. But then if we build an anti-air, battlecopter is not going to be in a good position there. So actually attacking this tank right here, but this one, probably not a great idea, and I would definitely not suggest it. Alright, so we're going to see what happens here. Okay, so risky play with the tank too, so we're moving over into this position. So this right here, I'm thinking that is like easy Neo tank bait, and I think this tank, this is okay, so this is like basically just asking for your tank to be sacrificed, I think, because this guy is going to be easily hit, like double struck with those two guys, allowing like, it's just gonna happen. No, I swear to God, it's gonna happen, I swear. Anyways, so let's continue on. Alright, so yeah, so it looks like we're trying to claim the mid. We do go in for that attack. Like I said, it was probably a gamble between 10 and 20% damage. It looks like we did get a 10. So that attack has been taken. Jess is now sitting at 120% firepower for those direct combat units too, the land units. by the looks of it here because of the capture of the comm tower. So we're doing okay there. Battlecopter moves in. Not too bad. Okay, got another tank. Now, if we did decide to go down the route of attacking this and this, okay, so now, yeah, at this point we wouldn't be able to actually finish off the kill, and we definitely would need to build an anti-air afterwards. This tank is not really in a very good spot to come up and assist at the moment, so I don't think that would be great. It might be worthwhile to take out the tank, lure the battlecopter in for sure, but it's tough to say, folks. Tough to say at this point. Alright, let's see what Sammy does. We start capping the back properties. Very good. Sammy definitely ahead in the capture game at this moment. After these caps here, we are going to be sitting at a clean, I believe, like 36,000 for the monies. Every single turn. 36,000. You can buy a lot of medium tanks, but 2 medium tanks a day. 36,000. Now, do you want to buy 2 medium tanks a day in high funds? Maybe. I would say, like, you know, it's a solid maybe. There's nothing wrong with 2 medium tanks every single turn, but, you know, just depends on if you're that classy or not. Alright, so we do go ahead and build the anti-air. We don't actually do the double attack. We join up so we have a full, fresh tank. Okay. It's not a bad idea. Okay. Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea. Because this guy, like, it would be complete suicide to go in and attack with the battlecopter. Doing this actually allows you to have a full 100 HP tank in the front line still. So, not a terrible idea, you know? Like, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I wonder why we wait the infantry, though. That's odd. I'm not sure why we wait. I wonder if that's a misclick. Might not be a misclick, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it might not be a misclick, you know? Gonna continue the cap. This allows the Neo tank to come down here and take the shot. Obviously, it would be struck by this guy right here, so I don't know. Don't know. Neo tank is definitely gonna have to retreat, though. It's not gonna be able to contend, or we really don't want to take a hit from an artillery with a Neo tank this early. So yeah, artillery are definitely doing their job with zoning right now, so that's very good. It's not too bad. The infantry is finally starting to get to the background here. Starting to cap these properties a little bit later than our Sammy player, though. Looks like Sammy's going to be able to get all these properties and get the infantry back to the front line, while this infantry is going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 days or so actually capping all those properties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 7 days. My bad. Alright, moving the tank back. We really need... Oh, I don't know. You know, I think... Okay, so, like... There's not going to be anything stopping this, this battlecopter from moving in and attacking this tank right now, too, because we don't have any anti-air support right here. So, I could easily see this battlecopter coming in and taking that shot right there. Let's see what else is going on in the match, though, so far, because, like, the mid is looking very, very bare for the Jess player. However, the Sammy player has got a lot of infantry in there. Because it's Sammy, it's going to be able to secure caps. Like, no problem. Okay, well, let's see what happens. It's going to be Sammy's turn. We do capture those properties. Like I'm saying, 36,000 right there, folks. That's a lot of medium tanks. 2 medium tanks. 2 medium tanks a turn. Alright, very nice, actually. So that was a pretty solid move. Just a little bit of a boost. Make sure that we get our infantry steady on that property there, uninterrupted. So that's pretty cool. Not too bad at all. Alright, so we're going to be able to get that property. We're definitely going to be able to cap this property. And okay, does it tell me what it's at? It's at 8. Okay, so I don't know if I would have attacked the infantry. I think I probably would have went for the tank at that point. I mean, this could sit. I don't know. Let's see what. Okay, what's the Neo tank gonna do? So the Neo tank is gonna finish off the tank, and we get the defense bonus, so that's okay. We built a battleship. Holy macaroni and cheese! Got a battleship here on the field from our Sammy player. Wow, that's some crazy stuff. All right, battleship right here too. You know, sometimes I see battleships built out of this port or this port right here. I very rarely see a battleship built out of this port, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Although we do have a classy medium tank build down here from our Jess player, and as we know, classy folks build medium tanks. So we're going to see. Hopefully the medium tank rushes up and gets some stuff done. Battlecopter just willy-nilly sacrificing itself right there. I don't know if that's going to be super good. Considering that we only have one battlecopter on the field, I would have no issues just needlessly sacrificing this guy. So I don't think that would be like any issue at all. So like the battleship could easily, we could easily two-shot this with our battleship and the tank. This guy could even come here and get the shot right here. That would allow our anti-air to easily get on this this forest tile, pump that guy, and then the battleship is completely uncontested unless our Jess player actually builds another battlecopter. Battlecopters are like not really a super great counter to battleships in general, though. Bombers, on the other hand, that is a great counter to battleships. Yeah, no, that's a lot better. That's what you need to do against the battleship. All right, good play there. Yeah, like I said, I could see that happening right there, so that's a good play. We are getting dangerously close to some super co-powers as well. So we're going to see either a lot of properties being capped here or a lot of units being killed. Second battleship from our Sammy player. Like, we are just dominating the seas. Like, Drake would be super proud right now. Nobody expects the double battleship builds, but we got a double battleship build here. Lord of the Seas, Sammy. Alright. So right now, like currently we're sitting at 38,000 to 26,000. So that is a significant difference in funds. Yeah. Yes, I would say so. So I talk a lot sometimes about how funds doesn't really matter too much in a game, but in a game like this one here, where the opponent has 12,000 more, so that's 6 more properties than you, you're not really in like a great spot. Like if we're sitting at a difference between like, you know, like 6,000 or something, you know, you can kind of deal with that. If you get like a solid like 30k, you know, you can get some stuff done with 30k. But the problem here is the Jess player is only able to build like one really big unit and then like some infantry, right? Whereas the Sammy player is going to be able to build one big unit and then have extra money left over. So even if we decided to go the route of building battleships, we're gonna have like 10k left over every single turn. So that'll allow you to buy like a tank, keep on top of the tank game, buy an anti-air, more infantry, and even if we decided to buy stuff like Neo tanks and stuff, be able to back it up with tanks and everything. So it's a rough spot. So we're gonna see what's going to happen with that. Although it does look like if we do cap these properties here, we're not going to be in too bad of a position, you know? So hopefully our Just player can manage to cap those properties as quickly as possible. Ooh, now this I don't really agree with. So we got a battleship here, and that's like, you know, very spooky, right? Very spooky. This anti-air, it's the anti-air is not really a threat at the moment. Not a huge threat, at least. I mean, obviously it is because we got to get the bomber in here. But considering we have a battleship here, like, my suggestion would be to just ignore this area. Like, this area is not really super important. The main thing that you should really be focusing on now, because the battleship would have to move over here in order to actually take the fight to you. So you got to shift your forces over somewhere else. Like, if we take all these guys and we move it down here and start threatening the mid, threatening this island right here, the battleship is going to be pretty much useless at that point. So instead of fighting into the enemy territory here, we have to lure the enemy into a different spot. That's what we got to do right now. So bringing the medium tank in there, not really a great thing. And actually bringing the medium tank right there too, it's not a super great idea either. I would have, at least if you're going to go in for the attack, we got to put it on the city so we get more defense, because we're not going to be able to cap that with the infantry for sure. So yeah, that would be my suggestion right there for sure. Alright, so we do go in for the attack on the 2 infantries, but these guys right here, they're going to get blasted away. This is going to easily be able to blast that guy. Sammy's infantry are very strong too, and we're approaching a victory march, so we're going to have even more firepower pretty soon. The other thing is, when Sammy's approaching a victory march, you really want to be very aware of your open cities. So like these 2 cities right here, Sammy could easily pop the victory march and be able to cap at least one of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like we would easily be able to cap those. I don't think it would even be too much of an issue. Now that is if we got the victory march, right? It's possible we don't get the victory march this turn, but with the amount of combat damage you take in high funds, the super co-powers and everything come very quickly. That's the other thing that a lot of people I think struggle with high funds, is it's a little bit more difficult to predict how quickly co-powers come in high funds, because you're dealing with at least double the amount of units, right? Or unit value, I would say. You're always dealing with big boys, so I mean the super co-powers and the co-powers will be coming every few turns. Easily, like every second turn, every third turn, something like that, right? We're moving our infantry really close with a victory march though too. That's kind of risky. It's a little bit risky. Alright, we're gonna keep going. Yeah, at the moment, it looks like our Sammy player is definitely in the lead right now. Could that possibly be because of the APC opener? It's quite possible. I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on that one, too. I've never actually seen the APC opener, right? So it's very interesting. Moving the infantry up, though, and not capping this property over here, that's a little bit risky as well. Like, I would definitely go for the caps because we need the money. We're sitting at 30k though, so that's okay, but we definitely need more money. So yeah, get the money. Oh, we left a medium, we left a classy medium tank open to a neo tank attack. That's unfortunate too. All right, battleships are going in, getting the damage. Not popping the victory march yet though. Protecting our infantry with the black boat as well is a very good tactic. Now, when you're Sammy, every infantry counts. So even if they're at really low HP, it is definitely a good idea to have them around for sure. We're getting into a really dangerous situation here too. Okay, so like look at this, right? So we can move here with the infantry, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cap the lab. This guy could easily move here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cap the lab. And there's no way to one-shot the infantry, I don't think. You might be able to do it with an overdrive. It is possible with the tank. But if you sit on the forest, the 20% defense might actually cause you to survive. Ooh, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Double rocket build, not feeling that though, unfortunately. And yeah, we just keep pushing our units up into here. So that's definitely a mistake. You don't want to fight into the battleship range. You want to make the battleship like work to get a kill. You want to make that 20,000 funds do nothing for them. So you want to just move your guys over here. Fight in the middle. That's an easy solution to the battleship. Like this battleship right here too, like moving these guys all the way up here. That's just fighting into battleship range. Obviously, it can't be hit right now, but still, that's fighting into battleship range. Way too overextended, unfortunately. Sacrificing the classy medium tank. Also very sad to see. I missed that medium tank already. Bomber going up to attack the battleship. So we're getting like tunnel vision on that battleship as we pop the victory march as well. I don't know if I would have popped the victory march right here though, because like I was saying, I'm pretty sure like I see the win condition right here and it looks pretty easy to me. Like this guy could easily go here and then move over here, but just these guys blocking it off, right? These neo tanks would easily be able to destroy those guys, or this infantry here. I don't know, we're gonna see though. Neo tanks are moving in. Big old chunks of damage. Unfortunately, the bomber has been struck down. We got a cap on a city. Got a cap on a lab. Oh, we're just stealing the properties here. Ooh, that's spooky. 46,000 funds to 24,000. Not the greatest situation for our friend Jess here, but you know, I've seen people come back from some terrible things, you know. So we're gonna see what happens, although it's not really looking too good for our friend Jess, unfortunately. 17 units and only just shy of 80,000 values, so we're gonna have to really get something done this turn. Now let's see if an overdrive can save us here. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I see too many shots that can realistically be had here. We can get one shot there. Neo tank can go up and attack the battlecopter, I suppose. Now the rocket is just gonna get taken out. That's unfortunately, rocket was not a great choice. Unfortunately, we definitely needed some more direct combat units for sure. You've got another medium tank, and yeah, kind of a lackluster overdrive, unfortunately. And the only thing that the bomber was really able to do was just injure the battlecopter, unfortunately. Or not battlecopter, the battleship. We definitely needed to just ignore that guy. So, I mean, if you guys are ever faced with a situation like this, just ignore the battleship. Like, I'm telling you, it's not really going to be doing anything to you. I mean, this battleship in the middle, like, that's a little bit more threatening because this guy can move down here and get a lot of shots here. But if it's got to spend all that time moving down there, you know, we had that bomber, right? Bomber could easily float in the middle and sort of zone it out. And even if you built a fighter, you could just build a fighter or anti-air of your own, just sort of send them in the middle. Easy peasy. Alright, so Sammy is pushing in with their units, builds a carrier. Also, this is just high funds thing, folks. We just casually build carriers in high funds like it's nothing. I love it. Alright, we are doing some damage to the Neo tanks, though. I mean, they are taking some damage, unfortunately. We are sort of forcing our hand, though, to be first struck. Kind of doing damage control at this moment. Building more rockets. Like, the rockets aren't gonna get anything done now. That's the thing about the rocket. Now, the rocket can move up, but it's got to move up into Neo-tank range in order to do it. So unless we have a lot of stuff to actually block off the rockets, they're not really going to be super effective. And, I mean, as we know, rockets tend to get bullied on this channel quite often. So, yeah. As we can see, this rocket took a little hit from this 2 HP guy over here. So that's a little bully action right there. Oh, that is a savage hit against the medium tank, though. Oh, you hate to see it. My classy boy. Classy boy is injured. Another battleship, another Neo tank. Like 48,000 funds. That is a ridiculous amount of money. That is like not the kind of money that you want to be going up against. Now, yeah, this is looking like a fairly GG moment. Unfortunately, I don't see there really being any coming back from that. Like, we can build units for sure, but I don't believe. Okay, yeah. Sorry for the spoiler. Oh, maybe you didn't see that. Alright, so yeah, there's definitely no coming back from that. I mean, at this point, we popped the victory march. And we are just capping lots of problems. We have to be getting, like, super close to just winning by capture, though, too. See, the funny thing is, too, is we could have actually won this turn just by cap, because we could have actually capped the lab, and we could have capped the other lab with this guy right here, so that would have been a win condition right there. And that's the resign there. So that's high funds for you, folks. High funds is a very, very vicious game mode, and you got to really watch out for it. Now, unfortunately, our friend Jess here, made a lot of tactical errors, unfortunately. So it was actually not looking too bad at first. We had the take advantage, and we were doing pretty good. But I think probably one of the things that definitely cost us the match here is moving in and taking out this guy right away. That just forced our hand to lose the tank, and sending in the battlecopter afterwards. Also, we ended up losing the battlecopter after that. Not right away, but at this point, that's where we ended up losing the battlecopter. And on this side, we were doing pretty good, but we split our forces too, which is, like, not super great. We don't really want to split our forces too much, because this would be your strong front. So essentially, we're just making 3 sort of weak fronts at this point. So we have 1 weak front here, which is actually not looking too bad, considering that we have, like, the medium tank and all these guys. Now, if we didn't actually fight into battleship range, like, these guys would have been able to sit down here, we would have been able to go mid, we could hold the mid, and really stop Sammy's advance down here. And then we could casually cap these properties back here. And at this point, like, these guys had to retreat, so we definitely, if we had held the line right here, build up our forces, we could have easily pushed in as Jess and gotten, like, a massive amount of damage done, especially with the overdrive. And also, if we had focused more on those big units, you know, like more neo tanks, more medium tanks, stuff like that, would have went a lot better for Jess as well. So, you know, hopefully that's just a good learning experience for you guys. You know, if we see those battleships like that, just ignore them. Just leave them alone. You know, they can't hurt you if you don't go near them. Alright. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have any replays that you would like me to feature on the channel, you can go ahead and send me a message on Advanced Wars by Web. My name is Mr. Cannon. That is MR_CANNON. Send me a replay. I'd be happy to take a look at it, and you might be featured on the channel. And, you know, go ahead and join Advanced Wars by Web today. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can play against people around the world, and join the Advanced Wars by Web Discord where you can chat with folks around the world about all things Advanced Wars. Alrighty. Take care, folks. Bye-bye for now.